Hi, and thanks for choosing Planet Rentals for your next outdoor adventure. First off, we're going to go over some general trailer information that is pertinent to all of our different camping trailers, and then we'll go specifically over the camping trailer that you have reserved. First of all, when you come for your reservation, make sure you plan enough time to get paperwork filled out and the trailer hooked up. When appointments are rushed, we always find that then, some information is skipped over, or, we're not as thorough as we'd like to be. So make sure you plan plenty of time for your pickup appointment. Secondly, make sure that you have your driver's license and the insurance card for the vehicle that will be towing our trailer available and ready for us. We'll need copies of those along with the contract that you sign. Now, it's important that you know what type of site you're going to with the trailer. Many sites have water, power, and sewer hookups, and many sites have none of that at all. And how the trailer works and operates is quite dependent on that. And so you'll want to know those differences before you head out there. And then I wanted to go over some general driving tips for you. When you're towing a trailer, it's always very important to drive at a very slow and safe speed. It's just not worth pushing. Plan some extra time in your trip so that you have plenty of time to get where you're going. It's easier on our trailer and easier on your tow vehicle if you just take it easy. Secondly, because you'll be a longer rig, you need to make sure that you're careful when you're cornering. You need to take corners a little bit wider and plan for that sort of thing. It's always smart to know exactly where you're going, have good directions, or have driven there before, because it's hard to make evasive maneuvers or U-turns and that sort of thing when you have a trailer in tow. And then whenever you're backing up the trailer, make sure that you have someone there helping you back up to help you make sure you don't, of course, run into any obstacles and that sort of thing. And then when you're setting up the trailer, you want to make sure that you're being careful of anything that's overhead on the trailer or around the sides of it. Many of our trailers have slide outs or pop downs and that sort of thing that extend from the side of the trailer. So before you get it all set up, you want to make sure there's plenty of clearance all around the trailer. And then also, we want you to really treat our trailers well. We have what we feel the best trailers and the best pricing out there of any RV dealer. And a big part of that is because we really feel like we have the best renters. So we do put some responsibility on you to make sure you take care of our units. We suggest taking your shoes off when you go inside the trailer. That really just helps with cleanup. It helps maintain the floor and the furniture, all that sort of thing. We suggest that you try not to take the trailer off-road. We suggest that you keep it nice and swept and clean. And then, help with eliminating horseplay and other rough activities that may happen in or outside the trailer, just to help, keep it nicer and cleaner for those that come after you. And then also wanted to note that all of our trailers have a spare tire on them, of course. But that spare tire is not intended for long distance driving. That spare tire is intended to get you somewhere to get a tire repaired and replaced so that you can continue on with your trip. So please don't plan on using the spare tire to drive any extended distance if something were to happen to one of the original tires on the trailer. We of course keep all those tires in great working condition for you. Now we'll go over the general hookup of the trailer to the tow vehicle here. So the first thing we're going to do is lower the trailer down onto the ball of the vehicle. And then every trailer comes with a safety pin. This is what's going to ensure that the trailer is locked on to the truck securely. If the pin goes through, you've got it set up correctly and it can't come undone from the ball of the vehicle. Next we have the safety chains, and they have hooks that clip onto the security hole on the vehicle. I like to cross the chains once or twice, with one going this way and the other one going this direction. Next is the hookup for the lights on the trailer. All of our trailers have this 7-pin RV connection, and so you need to make sure your vehicle can accommodate that type of plug. And then lastly is the breakaway cable for the trailer. What this does is if the trailer were to come unhooked from the vehicle somehow, this cable will pull and activate the brakes on the trailer so that it doesn't keep rolling away. Alright, and then if you're using one of our equalizer hitches, you'll want to lower the trailer down onto the ball of the tow vehicle, just enough to get that pin locked in, and then you want to swing the arms up onto the side of the trailer and lock those in. Then lower the rest of the trailer weight down onto the tow vehicle. What that does is help transfer some of the weight of the trailer up to the front tires of the tow vehicle for cornering and braking, and it also helps with sway control as you're driving down the road. Now be mindful of the things that you put inside the trailer. If you're using one of our equalizer hitches, make sure that does not go inside the trailer on the linoleum. We've had quite a few trailers damaged that way, as well as, generators and other rough equipment like bikes and things like that. Please be careful with the flooring of our trailers. All right, once you arrive at your campsite, the first thing you're going to need to do is level the trailer. So with the level that's provided with the trailer, you'll want to check for side-to-side levelness using the back bumper of the trailer. So you just put that on there, and then depending on which side is high or low, you'll raise that side up using the tires of the trailer and the blocks that we provide. With these blocks, you'll tuck them up underneath the trailer tire and back up onto them. If you needed to go even higher, you can build a little ramp using these blocks. Go even too high here. Once you back up onto the blocks, then you check your levelness again and make sure you're nice and level. And then once your vehicle's level side to side, you want to chalk the tires using the included chocks. Just one on each side of the tire. Tuck them in nice and firm, and then the same on the other side of the trailer on one of the tires. Okay, now that you're level side to side and the tires are chalked on the trailer really well, it's now time to unhook it from your tow vehicle and check levelness front to back. To check that levelness, you can just place the level here on the front A-frame of the trailer, and then you're going to use the tongue jack, raised or lowered, in order to level the trailer front to back. Now you can drop the stabilizers that are on the trailer. There's a provided crank that you connect here. You just attach it to the end and just crank those stabilizers down until they're on the ground. Once they touch the ground, I usually do another 2 cranks to support a little bit of the weight of the trailer, but you don't support much of the weight. In fact, these stabilizers are not used to level the trailer whatsoever. They're just used to help eliminate some of the rocking motion of the trailer when you're walking around inside. Now when your trip's over and it's time to hook up and leave, you're going to do all of those steps we went over just in reverse. So first you're going to raise those stabilizer jacks that we lowered. Then you're going to hook up to the vehicle and of course raise the tongue jack all the way. Then remove the chocks that are on the tires on both sides of the trailer. Then pull the trailer off of any leveling blocks side to side, and you're good to go. All right, we're going to go over the setup of our Coyote hybrid trailer. On the front of the trailer are 2 propane tanks that are covered by this white cover. Now you can open up the top flap to this cover to turn those propane tanks on and off, and then there's a lever that floats between either tank. Now to refill the propane tanks, you'll need to lift this cover off, and we'll lift it off just to show you where that lever is that switches between the 2 propane tanks. To open up any of the propane tanks, you just turn the handle here until it's all the way open. And then back here is that selector switch that points at the tank you want to be using. By convention, we like to use the passenger tank first and then roll over to the driver's side tank if needed. Also here on the front of the trailer are the 2 batteries that power the trailer. You don't need to do anything with the batteries up here, and they'll charge automatically if the trailer is plugged into a generator or to the power hookup at your site. Located here at the front of the trailer on the driver's side is the water inlet for the fresh water. This will fill the fresh water tank. You would use a hose just here to fill it up until it gurgles back out at you. Now that water goes into a tank that's located under the dinette, and in order to pump that water to the faucets and the toilet throughout the trailer, you would have to run a water pump. If you had full-time water hookups at your site, you wouldn't need to fill the water inlet here. You would actually hook a hose up straight to the trailer, which I'll show you here in a minute. Just a little further down the driver's side of the trailer is the city water connection, which is where you would hook up your water if you have water hookups at your site. You would take a hose and actually screw it right here onto the side of the trailer, and the other end of the hose would go onto the water spigot at the campsite. Now we provide a PSI regulator that goes between the spigot and the hose. This PSI regulator ensures that not too much water pressure enters the trailer to exceed its capacity. Next we've got the service panel here for the hot water heater. But the hot water heater turns on and off from inside the trailer, so you shouldn't need to access that. Next is the hot air outlet for the heater of the trailer. Now I point this out just because it does get hot to the touch, so you want to be careful of its surroundings and ensure that someone doesn't get burned by touching it. Next you have an outdoor shower on this trailer. It opens up with the key, and then you have just a hot water and a cold water with an attached wand here, which is great for spraying off some muddy children or feet before entering the trailer. Then right above it is the service panel access for the fridge. Again, the fridge lights from inside the trailer, so you shouldn't need to get into this panel either. Towards the back of the driver's side of the trailer is the sewer outlet. Now if you have full hookups at your site, including sewer, when you arrive at your site, you can connect the sewer hose and run it into the hole in the ground that's designated for that sewage. Otherwise, at the end of your trip, you would use this to empty the gray water tank, which is your sinks and your shower, and the black water tank, which is your toilet. Now to connect the sewer hose, you first remove the cap by twisting it, and then the sewer hose is going to connect just right over the notches there with a twist. And that would run into the ground at a designated waste treatment facility. Now the black handle's on this side, which is again is for the toilet. You would pull it first, straight out that way, wait until it finishes draining, and then pull the gray water out towards you and wait until that finishes draining. That gray water will kind of help flush down the sewage and the black water, and then you can run plenty of water down the toilet and the sink in the shower to help wash everything down. Now the sewer hose stores away here in the bumper. You just remove the cap and push it on in. Also here on the back corner of the trailer is the power cord that would plug into either a generator or the power hookups at your site. If you have full-time power at your site, we have an adapter here that would adapt down the plug to a regular outlet. Or you can remove that, and many sites have this 30 amp plug configuration. So either way you're set up to plug into the power that you need. Here on the back of the trailer is one of the 3 queen beds that pop out from the trailer. There's a similar one on the side of the trailer, driver's side, and on the front, and they all operate the same. You just loosen the buckles here, fold out the latch, and then pull it on down. Then you would grab the fabric and make sure to pull it out over the edge of the bed. And the rest of the setup is inside the trailer. Now to set up the awning, the first step is to loosen this latch up on top. Then behind is a little wheel that you want to loosen 2 or 3 turns. Then you want to repeat those steps on the other side. Now with the awning bar that's included with the trailer, if you reach clear up here at the top, you'll want to set the ratchet to allow the awning to come out. Now with that same awning bar on the other end, you'll grab a black loop that's located here in the middle. And then you'll pull the awning straight outwards. Now you're going to slide the support bar on each side all the way up to the top until it clips into place, and repeat that on the other side. Now you'll grab the handle here and lift the awning up to the desired height. So just open it up and pull it out. And close the handle back down. And then you repeat that on the other side. Now we like to provide the awning for our renters, but just a word of caution, it's probably the #1 damaged thing on our trailers. The reason being, with just a little bit of wind, these things become a big parasail, and they also collect water really quickly, and they're not equipped to handle any of that weight. So if there's any weather at all, any little breeze at all, make sure you put the awning back up. And also if you leave the trailer, even just for a couple minutes, you just never know what the weather's going to do. So it's always a good idea to just put it up whenever you're in question. Now to take down the awning, you just do all of those steps in reverse. First you grab the handle and lower each side down. Then you lower the support bracket on each side. Then you reverse the ratchet on the awning and raise it up. And I'll do that all now. Okay, to unfold the steps, you're just going to pull the steps towards you and then flip the bottom step down. Here at the kitchen sink, there's a couple things to note. You lift the cover and the sink folds up, kind of like this. Now this knob turns on and off the water and goes from hot to cold. But if it's left in the cold position and the sink's folded up and the cover dropped, the cover will actually turn on the water. And you wouldn't want to do that and drain out all the water in your water tank or overflow your gray water. So you want to make sure that when you turn off the sink, you turn it off and then rotate the knob down to the hot water position. Your 2-burner stove is located under this cover. You flip it up and then rotate the knob to flame and then spark the middle. Here inside the bathroom are all the switches for the trailer. This first switch is the master power switch and it'll control all the lights in the trailer. So if it's turned off, none of the lights will work regardless of turning the switches on and off on their individual switches. Next is your water heater switch. Turning the water heaters on, the red light will go on and then it'll actually flip off, indicating that the water heater has ignited. So even though that light's off, that doesn't mean that the water heater is not working. It takes about 10 or 15 minutes for that water to get hot, and it heats 6 gallons at a time. Whenever you're not using the hot water, you should turn it off and just turn it on 10 or 15 minutes before you need hot water. Next is your meters. You've got your battery meter, your freshwater meter, your black water, and your gray water meter. Pressing those different buttons will indicate the level corresponding each thing. Then on here is your water pump. Your water pump's going to run to pressurize the lines inside the trailer if you don't have full-time water hookups. This will pump the water from the water tank to the faucets and the toilet as needed. But whenever you're not running water, again, it's a good idea just to have the pump off. Now to flush the toilet inside the trailer, you're going to pull the gray handle on the back towards the front. And that will flush some water in the toilet as well, as long as you run the pump or have full-time water hookups. Now we also provide the RV safe toilet paper and chemical for the toilet. Now we want to make sure that you only use our RV safe toilet paper. Don't put any other paper towels, cleaning products, pads, or napkins, anything of that matter down the toilet. Only that RV safe toilet paper. And then the chemical we provide are individual drop-ins. These little packets just flush right down the toilet, and we recommend one about every other day. These help break down the waste and also help with the odor. Here located on the fridge are the controls to turn on the fridge. Now the fridge can run on plug-in power, which is towards auto, or propane, which is towards gas. Now you would use auto only if you have full-time power at your site, otherwise you use the gas setting. Now you'll notice this yellow light goes on when you're on the gas setting of the fridge. If that yellow light ever starts flashing, that indicates that the fridge was unable to light, or you've run out of propane power, or that the propane has an air bubble or something in the line. To clear that, you would just turn it off, wait 10 or 15 seconds, and turn it back on. And then located to the right is the temperature setting. We recommend setting 3 or 4 for the fridge. The trailer also has a CD, an AM and FM radio here that plays in speakers throughout the trailer. Now the dinette here is in bed mode. In order to turn it back into a dinette, you just pull these middle cushions here, come the backrests, and then the table's here in the middle. Just pull it out, and then there's 2 poles that are going to go into the floor of the trailer, into some brackets. And then the table just rests up on those poles. Now the couch also folds down into a bed just by lifting the bottom and folding it out flat. Now to set up the front bed, and all of the beds are the same in the trailer, you just undo the bungee cord here. And inside each mattress is a shepherd's crook shaped bar. Now you'll connect the shepherd crook bar here to this other U-shaped bar that's laying flat on the bed surface. Push it up and out of the trailer and then connect the top into the bracket on the roof. Now located by the dinette is the thermostat. Now this thermostat has cool and heat on it, but this actually only controls the heat of the trailer. So leave the fan on auto, which is to the left on this side, and then turn it to the left on this side, which is heat. Then you can use the up and down arrows to indicate the temperature that you'd like to set the trailer to, and that heater will automatically kick on and off to maintain that temperature. Now when you're not using the heater, or if you ever leave the trailer, just make sure that you flip the thermostat off. Now this trailer is equipped with a TV DVD player. That TV DVD player will only run if you're connected to full-time power or running a generator, and that's the same for the air conditioner and the microwave as well. Now we put these throw pillows behind there just for during travel. You're welcome to pull them out and the TV can swivel for different viewing angles. Now we do have a user manual and a cleaning checklist with each trailer. So if you have any questions, definitely refer to that user manual or review the video again. And then the cleaning checklist is just a good guideline of things you want to go over to return the trailer in the same condition that you took it. But again, we ask that you take good care of our trailer. We suggest kicking off your shoes when you come inside, and then we include a broom to keep the trailer broom swept. Then just be cautious of the different things that you store and keep inside the trailer during travel, just to help keep the cabinets and floor in a good shape. Thanks again for choosing Planet Rentals for your next camping trip. We hope you really enjoy our trailers and that you have a great time.